Hello, this is Robin with Weight Loss Apocalypse. This is a small clip of a session with a client that I worked with over a year ago. We got her pretty far into her recovery, but she stopped at the point that she was willing to accept her weight getting larger. So she had lost a significant amount of weight doing the HCG diet, gained it back, lost it again, gained it back, started to abuse the HCG protocol, and came to me. And as she started to have more and more eating disorder symptoms, and we got her to the point where she was willing to let go of that lower weight that she felt was the highest, grandest place of euphoria, which it wasn't. It was just a temporary moment of pleasure, and then it came with all sorts of horrible, dysfunctional, terrible, dark, destructive behavior with food. Anyway, so that got better, but she had really struggled at the time that we worked a year ago to accept that if you really want freedom, you have to separate yourself from the body and allow the body to be what it is. And that requires, for you to do that, you have to accept that it could gain, it could lose, it could gain, it could lose, and you're not going to be a part of it anymore. So she accepted the fact that she could stay the same weight and be okay, but she could not get past the weight gain aspect of recovery. So she continued to diet, has done the protocol, I think she said 4 times in this past year, abusing it the whole time. And essentially she has come back to work with me to really finalize the recovery process. And so in this clip she's talking really about her being aware and what she's aware of now, and realizing that she would rather gain weight than to be in such a horrible, horrible place that is like a dungeon in hell. So if it means that she has to give the body the grace of being larger and to never care about her weight again, it would be worth it. So I love this little clip because you can hear in her voice the truth in what she's become aware of. Like, she's really aware and motivated and is just done. So it's actually kind of inspiring. So if you would like to watch the whole session, it's been in the Patreon account for a couple weeks. So you're going to have to join the Patreon group and become a patron of Weight Loss Apocalypse. That's $5 donation a month minimum. If you would like to work with me, I will work with you. You just need to go to the website that's below, fill in the information request form. I will get back to you as soon as possible. Good news is I'm not super busy, so I could probably talk to you today or tomorrow. So, all right. Enjoy this session, and till next time.
It's pretty, then like I've spent a lot of time in New Orleans this past year. I've discovered New Orleans. I've been there like 4 times and meeting all these people, and it's just, and just having men literally come up to me and tell me like how beautiful and perfect and amazing my body is, and not to like get high on feel superior of that, but it was just like, it hit me in a way of like, wait a minute, you mean it truly is subjective on who likes my body and who doesn't like my body? Why am I building my whole existence around one point of view? I've been a slave to just some stupid fucking point of view for 52 years?
Yes.
Like, I'm just going, wait a minute, like, this is super crazy what I'm doing.
Yeah, if you take subjectivity out of
it's all subjective.
If you take that subjectivity out of how you feel about your body, how would you feel about your body?
I would just go, oh, it's fucking great. I have
it's
everything
alive.
Works.
What else do you need?
And then I start, my other thing I would lean on, and I've talked to you before, is like, okay, well, my back is hurting. Now, I put on this tent, I hit this certain weight, and my body starts to hurt, and it does. My back hurts. I start lumbering around. I start feeling like a heavy person, and then that's when I have to do HCG. But this time it's happening, and I'm even like now 10 pounds heavier than I was when I would start the HCG. And yeah, I'm lumbering around, but I'm just sort of like, big deal.
Yeah, notice how it's not a big deal.
I'm lumbering around. Yeah. Like, is that really a big deal?
It's not.
If this is how I have to live my life, lumbering around, I still have an amazing family. I'm still loved. I'm healthy, God willing.
It's really not that big of a deal. Even with all that, lumbering around isn't that big of a deal.
It's not the end of it's nothing to lay in bed and feel like I'm a piece of shit and wake up feeling sick to my stomach and my heart pounding because I'm lumbering around. Like, what the fuck? Save those. That's for when you wake up and your mom is sick or something.
Yeah,
like,
wouldn't you rather lumber around than to? Wouldn't you rather lumber around if you can get freedom psychologically?
Yes.
Right.
Like, I'm literally going. Wait a minute. I want it. I've never could really accept when I would hear you say, like, you can be happy being fat. Like, you can change right now. You can stop being in hell. You don't have to lose any weight to be in hell or have any hope of losing weight to be like, oh, wait, I can be out of hell right now?
Instantly. It doesn't take time. It takes humility and the willingness to surrender it all, and the willingness to surrender your pride. The humility. It takes humility to just surrender your pride. The humility of failure. What's wrong with failure? Failure can be a really great thing.
Yeah, well, I've totally failed. I've never achieved the body that I thought I was supposed to have. I've never been able to, don't have hot legs.
So what's the failure? Is it you or is it the standard you've been chasing?
The standard that I've been chasing
is the failure.
I'm just
the failure is in believing that your value comes from people's validation attached to your attractiveness. That is inherently built-in failure. So it's not you that failed so much as it is the system is failing. It's a failed system. It's built inside a framework of failure. Even if you physically succeed, the fantasy is that you'll be free. The fantasy is that once you're thin, you'll be confident and free to be yourself, and you'll be able to do a...
That's like a lie.
Exactly. That's what I meant. That is a lie. The fantasy doesn't include the obsessive compulsive defensiveness, anxiety, and paranoia that you have to manage to keep your thinness. You never actually get the mirage. It's a mirage.
Or just even when I lost that 50 and I wouldn't say I was skinny, but I was slim. I was like, I thought I looked amazing. And it was a very short-lived high because it wasn't just that like
real.
Torments. Yeah. It was just basically this is empty. This means nothing.
Yeah.
Like it means absolutely fucking nothing. I'm still the exact same person I was with 50 more pounds on me.
Yeah, and no one actually cares. No one literally cares at all.
No, they think I look great and whatever. But
that's fleeting. They might have that feeling fleetingly. Just like you have that feeling fleetingly. Yeah. And then it moves on and you're stuck running on the wheel forever. So the pride eventually, as it diminishes, I'm proud of myself, but now I have to be completely and totally obsessed in fear of the embarrassment that it was fake. People will find out this is a lie. So typically when someone is in pride, they're lying. Because it's not real. It's attached to something you're doing, right? Something you're doing or some object you're holding on. I am proud. I drive a Lamborghini. Well, it's not you. It's the Lamborghini. So you're always in fear of being exposed as a fraud. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's not me that's valuable. It's my weight loss. So it feels like you're lying inside. So the lie ultimately is why you suffered so greatly, because you've been lying. You have to save your face. I'm supposed to be special and I'm not. So I have to fake it. I have to make sure people think I'm special. So that's why I said to you earlier, underneath all this is I suck. The truth of the matter is I suck. My pride says, no, you don't. And I am constantly trying to validate the pride, even though in reality, I'm deathly afraid of my suckiness. So what you've got to be able to do is say in your own mind, so what? So we diminish the fear of sucking. We don't try to hide sucking. We don't try to compensate a different way for sucking. You accept that you actually do suck. And then you question what's wrong with that. So what I'm telling you is the next step.
Okay.
So when you and I get off the phone here in 15 minutes, the next step is to question why it's wrong to be real, to be authentic, to actually be where you're at. Why is that wrong? And who is it wrong to? And if you need someone else to validate you, will always be a slave. Always to whatever they think you need to be to meet their needs. So guess whose needs never get met?
Guess whose what?
Needs. You're a slave to meeting everybody else's needs. And guess who never really gets their needs met?
Me.
Yeah, because you're constantly handing it off to some system like thinness.
Yeah.
Your needs never really get met. You just walk around with a big hole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wondering why you're such a victim and why life is so shitty. Well, it's because you're not taking ownership of that. You keep on giving that ownership to some goal, some option, some belief, some gym, some guy, some group of friends, some alcohol. You know, smoking a bunch of weed. Whatever the next one is, you're putting that and saying, that's what's going to make me feel, that's what's going to get me to reach a feeling of pride. So you're actually wanting the addiction, if we want to call it that, is pride. And it is really shitty.